What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing this weekend? My name is Jeremiah. You're listening to the Hill Shadows podcast, and I'm here, as always, with Ashley.
Hello.
I don't know how much participating she's gonna be doing tonight, but she agreed to at least chime in, so we should be just happy with that, I guess. It's been a pretty busy week. We actually went to northern Kentucky to the Newport Aquarium with our children, and my only complaint about it is I wish we had stayed longer. I had fun, but I filmed a lot of that, and I'll be posting that. It really doesn't have anything to do with the strange and mysterious, but we had fun doing it, and I thought it'd be cool to share with you guys. So we did get to see a lot of cool aquatic life, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of these things were probably cryptids at one time. There's some pretty oh yeah, there's some crazy looking.
Was it that big yellow? Was it yellow?
I don't know, I'm pretty sure I got video of it.
Yeah.
I won't show it in this video. But if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss that. We also do weekly uploads of this podcast right here. And hopefully by next week, we're going to start actually recording this on video so you guys can see us here in the studio. But you're listening to what we're doing anyway, so it's the next best thing. I mean, we really are doing it. We'll be able to show you eventually. And I didn't really have a topic for tonight. I know there hasn't been a lot of news that I'm aware of in the world of the paranormal in the past week, but something I always wanted to go over was the Phillip monsters. I wanted to go over. Let me go ahead and back up a minute before I get into that. I wanted to discuss Kentucky folklore. And while I was looking through some articles and things, I came across the Phillip monster, which is something I previously had wanted to discuss, and I find it to be a fascinating story. And if you're from the Kentucky area, you've probably heard about it at one time or another.
I hadn't until probably the last year.
But it
may be a bit odd,
But yeah, if you guys don't know about it, Phillip Creek is a place that's located right outside of Louisville, Kentucky, and Louisville is between that and Lexington, the two largest cities in the state we live in, which is Kentucky. And there was always a myth about the trestles. You know, there's some train trestles there in a pretty remote area. They say there is a monster, which is a half man, half goat.
And half sheep.
Oh, is it? I feel like goat kind of covers sheep, right?
No, a sheep and a goat are two different animals.
I feel like goat. I don't think I would distinguish between a goat and a sheep. I don't know. Anyway, he's got a little bit of everything. This guy's
sheep are much more curly, thicker.
I feel like if he was just half man, half sheep, he would probably be a pretty cool dude. It's that goat in him, right? I don't know. Anyway.
Plus their eyes, too.
He's rumored to live under the bridge, and supposedly this creature will lure people out onto the trestles, which is pretty far up off the ground, and supposedly there's been a couple incidents there where people have been killed. At least one.
What, in the creek?
As far as like falling off the trestles.
Yeah. Evidently, there's a lot of tragedy and sorrow.
Now, is this because a goat man lured them out on the trestle, or is it because they went there looking for the goat man and got themselves in a hairy situation? And it's just one of those things where you've got the lore that surrounds the incident when the incident might have happened due to the lore. I don't know. I don't really know much about it. I do know if you go to Phillip, don't go on the trestles, just have some common sense about you.
Why?
Why? Why not?
I want to go.
Well, for one, they're not used anymore. I'm pretty sure the wood has rotted away, and chances
I would
are.
still go.
I mean, it appears. I've never been there, but from what I can tell, it appears like it would be pretty dangerous to get on something that high that is not well maintained.
Have you never walked the trestles at Boonesboro?
I don't do heights.
Over the Kentucky River?
I don't do heights.
Oh.
Not at all.
I feel
not even a little bit. I don't trust myself that much.
You don't trust yourself that much?
I dislike heights to the point where I won't even hang out with you if you're going to go stand on the edges. I will leave. I'm not going to witness somebody falling, and I'm not going to be somebody falling.
I mean,
That's two things about me. Like, if I'm in a group of people and one of those people, they're out of my group. You're not in my group.
So you're definitely not if one person jumps off a bridge, you're not going to...
No, I ain't jumping off the bridge. I won't even get on the bridge. I'm not going to the edge of the bridge.
Oh, jeez.
I don't play that. I
mean, that's smart.
I mean, I feel like if God wanted me to enjoy heights, He would have put wings on my back. I don't know. Right? That's how I feel about it.
Yeah? Okay.
Gravity takes a toll on me. I mean...
That's funny.
But I don't know. What do you guys think about the Pope Lake monster? Have you guys ever seen a creature that would appear to be half man, half goat? And if you have, we want to hear about it. And any other stories you guys have, we would like to.
So he lives on top of the trestle?
Supposedly he lives underneath it.
It said the most well-known version of the story is that a goat-man hybrid who lives on top of the trestle,
does he
using hypnosis or voice mimicry to lure victims to the top.
That sounds kind
Some
of like
people
a
say
skinwalker.
A train then comes and strikes the victim, while others suggest that the sight of the monster is so disturbing that they're driven to jump off the 100-foot trestle to their deaths.
Now, I believe the latter of those two things have happened. I believe there has been somebody that died from falling off the trestles. Now, I don't know that any...
Did he see it, though? And this grotesque creature, like, he wanted away from it so bad.
Yeah, I don't think he lived to tell anybody if he's seen it or not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Unfortunate.
And, as far as the train thing, I don't know if anybody's ever been, lured in.
Oh, so there's a misconception that the Pope Lake trestle is abandoned and no longer in use.
Oh,
However,
so it is maintained.
In reality, the bridge carries a major rail artery into Louisville.
Okay. Well, that makes it a little more reasonable to be.
Heavy freight trains cross the bridge several times daily, making it all too easy for someone to get caught. So that's probably why people get hit. They think it's abandoned. Right. They go up there thinking
it's still being used.
It is
right?
still
that would make it quite dangerous.
Yeah, which
I gotta advise you guys against going out there. If you do not go on the trestle. It is still in use. There are trains that run up and down through there, and we don't want anybody getting hit by a train.
Also, you could be arrested for it as well.
There's that. Right?
Yeah, citizens are urged not to climb the trestle, threatening arrest for trespassers.
So you don't want to get arrested. We don't want you getting hurt. So in any kind of investigation, if you guys are looking at anything that people don't know too much about, which is pretty much any topic when it comes to the paranormal, just be careful, use caution, and
there's a street under the bridge as well. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off.
I knew there was a way to get.
So there's another version of the story
to the trestles
that about the goat man jumping. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Happened? I thought there was another version. What happened?
He'll jump on top of cars.
He jumps on top of cars.
Yeah, the goat man.
By the trestles?
Pouncing on them. Yeah, the street that runs under it.
Well, clearly there's something going on there. I don't know. I've never been in the area. If I was ever there, I would probably be interested to at least see. It's like a landmark, right?
Yeah, but even going there, you really are. Even if there's not a goat man, you really are putting yourself in danger by going there. Just because they are still in use, the trestles.
And
It's a
while
dangerous
we're
situation.
talking about Kentucky lore, I ran across a couple things I found. Well, obviously, there's lots of lore when you look into anything, but I picked a few that I found to be the most interesting, and one I thought was pretty fascinating due to the actual story itself, which I found very intriguing. And it's called the Witch's Tree. And I had actually never heard of this one before tonight.
Yeah.
And this is another
Yeah.
one. This one is actually supposedly right in the middle of Louisville. And it says another tree grew there in the late 19th century. It was rumored to be a favorite spot for a local coven to meet. So apparently, it's possibly some satanic activity going on. And evidently, they heard this tree was going to be cut down by a local merchant for a May Day celebration. And supposedly, these witches did their thing, and they left a warning on the trunk of this maple tree. And what the warning says is, which, mind you, if you carved all this into the base of a maple tree, my hat's off to you, because this is a lot. This tree shall stand and not be cut. We fed her with our laughter. Our leafy haven't you'll not gut, or pay forever after. But if you, wooden king, prevail, and Mother Maple dies, the force of fate shall strike this town, and right between the eyes. If our tree falls, yes, fate will call, to teach you, heartless dunce, that all man's work can disappear. Beware 11th month.
What does that part mean? The 11th month.
So check this out. And obviously this little warning, long warning I'll say, did not stop the townsfolk from chopping down the tree. So they cut this tree down. And rumor has it, according to legend,
on the 11th month.
11 months later, one of the deadliest tornadoes to ever hit Kentucky came through the area and flattened the whole city.
Huh. What year was that?
Although I find that to be odd, because didn't we just find out this was located in the middle of Louisville? So
yes.
Either it flattened the town that was there before Louisville, or it's just...
What year was that supposed to be? Do you know?
I don't know anything about... like I said, it was supposed to be in the late 19th century.
Okay. The late 19th century?
So it'd be the late 1800s.
Oh.
So, like I said, I don't know if there's any truth to that. One of the reasons, obviously, it stood out to me is because of the strangeness to it. Clearly, it's a case of high strangeness. If it did happen, it's another story about witchcraft and, things that some people would argue do or do not exist. And it happened right here in our home state of Kentucky, so how can we not talk about it?
So, I didn't know this, but...
Well, share it with us,
with
please.
the Louisville historic tours, evidently, I don't know how to say some of these words, so I'm not even going to do it.
Well, I would really love to hear you.
I'm not even going to. No, I make a fool out of myself with a lot of things that I've said and done in the past.
We could use the views, though.
No. Gothic and Italian, style architecture.
Right.
Anyways, so some of the neighborhoods are part of, America's most haunted neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Evidently, there's a large number of ghostly legends and paranormal hotspots there. How do I know?
I would imagine.
How do I not know this when I live in
I would
Louisville?
imagine Louisville is full of that stuff, yeah.
Huh.
And
well, I know there's Waverly. That's Louisville, right? But
there's
what
a
else?
lot Louisville is a huge city.
Evidently, because there's Waverly, the Goat Man,
where you got the Witch's Tree. And while we're on the topic of something to do with witches, there's another one that's called the Witch Girl of Pilate's Knob.
How close is that to Louisville?
I'm not exactly sure.
Which is that
I
Marion
know
County?
Pilot's
That one's
Knob,
in?
is in a small town of Marion, Kentucky. I don't know if it's Marion County, but it is Marion, Kentucky. And
That's the county.
there's a legend of a 6-year-old girl being burned alive. They're under suspicion of being a witch, and they buried her in a still-lined grave in Pilot's Knob Cemetery, and then they covered it in concrete. And all around it, they put up a white fence made of interconnected crosses. And, the reason for this was that to keep the girl's spirit from going beyond it. But they say she can still grab people who pass by and pull them into her grave. I don't know why she would do that, but people
Maybe
also...
she's trying to jump them so she can walk the earth again.
Right, she's mad because she's trapped. Who knows? But people also reportedly see another spirit there that stands close by, watching and cannot get in to get the girl's soul, and they call this thing the Watcher because apparently it's after the girl's soul. It's like it can't cross to get in, she can't get out, so it's a standoffish type situation,
Ooh, so let me read this story to you about the witch girl.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So, the little witch of Pilot's Knob is. Should I say exactly where I'm reading this from? It's Urban Legends and Cryptids. Amino Apps.
If you've got a source, share it. Yeah.
AminoApps.com. Okay. The Little Witch of Pilot's Knob is a strange and scary legend surrounding a young girl who was buried in a concrete grave in Marion, Kentucky. Years ago, back in 1916, a woman named Mary Louise Ford and her 5-year-old daughter, Mary Ellen Ford, were living in Pilot's Knob. Both mother and daughter were accused of being witches, and the superstitious villagers were too terrified to wait and bring them to trial. Instead, they dragged the mother and daughter out of their house and burned them alive at the stake. They buried the mother's body somewhere else, but they were afraid that the little witch girl would come back from the dead in search of revenge. So the fearful villagers made sure they took precautions to protect themselves. They buried her right there in Pilot's Knob in a steel-reinforced coffin. After they lowered it into her grave, they filled it in with concrete. Then they put gravel all over the top and built a metal fence all around the gravesite. The fence was made of interconnected white crosses, which the villagers believed would keep the ghost of the little girl trapped inside. According to legend, the little witch's ghost paces back and forth behind the fence. They say that she's still there searching for her mother, who is buried elsewhere, but she cannot escape the confines of the fence. Some people have even seen tiny child's footprints in the gravel over her grave. Locals believe that if you visit the little witch's grave alone and get too close, her hands will come up from the grave, grab hold of you, and drag you down into the concrete. Those who have seen her say she wears a white dress that is scorched at the bottom. Aw, and her long blonde hair smolders at the ends. That's sad.
So what happens if the fence is removed,
I don't know. It says people who live in the area advise visitors not to go near the gravesite. I never go there, said one local. No one does. There's a lot of stuff that goes on up there. Other locals will tell you that you need to turn around and not go into that cemetery.
Oh, get out of town. It was the locals that did it to the girl and her mom.
Poor kid, that's terrible.
Get out of town, man. They ain't mad at me. That ghost ain't got no quarrel with me. I bet they don't want her getting out.
Just 1916.
I say give the girl her revenge, man. Who did that? You don't get away with murder. I'm sorry, but you burned 2 people.
Not even alive anymore.
Listen, in true Kentucky fashion, they did not want to wait on the people to go to court, so they drug them out of their house. Get out of here. We don't do that mob violence. Down to you, whoever the family is of the people. Sorry, but you got blood in your lineage, and maybe the people who are alive today are not bad people, but...
Listen, though, this is what's confusing to me. It was 1916. Why was that happening in 1916? Like, even the Salem witch trials were in the 1600s.
That's not unheard of, man. Think about it. They had slavery going on. It wasn't terribly long ago.
No.
People are ignorant, man.
No, but we're talking like witches.
It's always weird how you never hear about it anymore, right? Like,
What?
it was, it used to be such a common thing to call people witches, and,
Yeah.
like, I've never in my life heard anybody accused of being a witch.
This is barely 100 years ago. I mean, a little over 100 years ago.
Like, it's hard to even imagine somebody coming out and saying that, because this day and age, you'd be like, what did you say? What, you're full of crap, man. They are not a witch. People, I don't know, man. I feel like, I mean, there are even, like, stores that sell, like, witchcraft things, right? Like,
it's become
sorcery
trendy
things.
right now.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the witches took over, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Or people just became way more
even
acceptable
like
of it.
today, people that study witchcraft, whatever, there's a big difference in white magic versus black magic.
I guess, man. I don't know nothing about witchcraft. I'm not into witchcraft.
Majority of people that study anything with witchcraft is they do it all for good. There's not malice behind most of it. I'm sure
To
there's
each his
some
own,
people.
man. I put all my faith in God above us. That's all I know. But
I mean, I could speak more on this, but I'm not going to because there could be listeners out there that would get angry about it, and I'm just not
that's
even
for
gonna
another
put it out there.
podcast, probably. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting story as far as Kentucky lore goes. I know the only real thing I would ever hear about here where we're at would be Little Egypt.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's on this country road a few miles away, and there used to be a little stone.
It's still there.
Structure
It's still
of
there.
some sort. Kind of had some foliage growing up around it, but you could read.
Mhm.
It had Little Egypt carved into it. I don't know who carved it or why.
It's out 4 Mile Road.
It was out 4 Mile Road in Richmond, Kentucky, and right there supposedly you could stop, and open the door, and she would supposedly get in the car with you and ride for some
so there's a
distance
ritual that you have to do, right? Like you have to like stop or something on the bridge and then roll down your window or open your car door and call out Little Egypt, come ride with me. Or repeat her name 3 more times.
Oh, I may have done it completely wrong then. I don't know.
Yeah. So you
It was just always something kids would do to have fun out of boredom because we didn't have the internet and all that growing up, so we actually
supposedly
had to
the
get
spirit
out
of Little Egypt will enter the car, make her presence felt while you drive for a bit. And then after a breezy drive, your window should remain down. You return to drop the spirit off where you picked her up. And if you don't open your windows, there's a chance the spirit may cause an accident.
Clearly, she doesn't know the price of gas this day and age, because you're not getting dropped back off. Sorry. No, I've actually done this.
Well, then I guess she'll just go home with you. But I'm sure there's people that haven't done the ritual correctly, right? So Little Egypt probably isn't even there anymore. She's probably home. Somebody else took her home.
But I do remember that one. I also remember a lot of people would claim they would see a woman standing in the window at the Whitehall State Shrine.
Huh?
You know, like Cassius Clay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I remember my sister, Jennifer, talking about seeing something in the window there.
I've been there a bunch. Me and my friends used to go there and hop the fence after dark and just walk around and look around. I've never seen anything crazy, but it's a very scary place.
I never saw anything either. It's beautiful.
It really puts out scary vibes, so, you know, I feel like if you were, if you had a good enough imagination about you, your mind could easily play tricks on you. And there's been some crazy stuff go on there, so it would not surprise me in the least to find out it was haunted.
I'm sure. I mean, it is a...
Right, yeah, there's like slave quarters and stuff. Like, obviously nobody lives there now.
Terrible things have happened there.
It's still pretty nicely upkept. The last thing I'll bring up about Kentucky folklore tonight, just because I'm not going to end an episode of the podcast without talking about a Sasquatch. I'm just not doing it. That's the Hillbilly Beast, and for those that don't know, that's the Kentucky version of a Sasquatch, because
The Hillbilly Beast.
Because you gotta have, the hillbilly something or other. But yeah, this is located in eastern Kentucky, and near the Ohio River.
So,
yeah, there's been a lot of
it goes from Grassman to the Hillbilly Beast. Just
the Grassman to the Hillbilly Beast, right across the river, man.
Silly. Okay.
I mean, who knows?
All right, tell me about it.
People kill me with the state lines too. All right, like it's not leaving Kentucky.
Tell me about this Hillbilly Beast.
I don't have much to say about it. I mean,
that's just what it's called here?
It's just, that's just, that's what people call Sasquatch in this particular region of Kentucky is known as the Hillbilly Beast because obviously you have these little communities, and I don't know if people get in this mindset like there's just like, some people think there's just one Bigfoot.
Right. Just one.
It's like there's just one Hillbilly Beast, right?
Yeah.
Like a few people see it in the same county, and it's like, you seen that too? Like, maybe they seen the same one, maybe it was a different one, but evidently it looks similar enough to where they've gave it the moniker of the Hillbilly Beast, and I assume it's probably just people seeing what people would refer to as Sasquatch, it's just like whatever the family of them that live in that little area or whatever is clearly people claim that they've heard it like make sounds, and also seen the red eye shine, the smell, all the typical.
There's supposed to be a lot of sightings, isn't it? And somewhere in Harlan County, that mountain or something. I don't know what the mountain's
Panther
called.
Rock. You're talking about Panther Rock, yes, and there's a lot of Native American lore around that area. It's something I wish I could think of what really happened. I don't really know.
Let's look up Panther Rock
right off, but there's some definite activity around there, and as in other places in Kentucky, people claim to see black panthers, and we're not supposed to have those.
Right.
And we actually found out we've had a bear lurking around on our property.
I forgot about that's crazy.
Our neighbor had said that he has been hearing something break sticks down there and stuff. He's seen a bear. So.
You know what's scary is that, how many times we've heard something like that? We were sitting right there by the wood line.
Oh, I'm usually down there in the dark right by the tree line.
And there's been damn bears down there. That's scary.
I mean,
however, a bear is not going to do.
I've
do you think that bear stole that peanut butter jar down there?
I've never seen one in Kentucky, as crazy as that sounds, and I've been outdoors a lot around here.
Is that what took the peanut butter jar?
I don't know how a bear would take a peanut butter jar.
It just put it under its arm and carried it off.
It's possible.
I don't think that's going to happen. We would have found it shredded up there.
I find it strange. The peanut butter jar that we had left out.
Oh, we have video of it too, leaving it out there.
I don't know if I ever uploaded the video because...
Yeah, probably not. But
I didn't actually get results with it because it just went missing. So if I find it, obviously I would upload the video. But, I don't know. I feel like it would have turned up and it wouldn't have moved too far past those little areas. It is kind of curious that it's gone.
So what kind of bear?
I am not certain. I'd say probably just like a brown bear, black bear.
Huh.
I don't want to run into any kind of bear, but...
It really is nerve-wracking that we've been sitting right there by that
line. For the most part, a bear is going to leave you alone unless you get in between it and its meal or it and its young. That's...
Right. So... Panther Rock is not near Harlan County.
I never said it was near.
Well, that's what I said. Harlan County, and you said, "Oh, Panther Rock," as if it's Lawrenceburg.
I thought you were talking about like Pilate Knob or whatever, still, because that's what we were talking about. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
Dude.
you're confusing me. Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying Panther Rock is in Kentucky, and there are a lot of stories around that too. I said it has a lot of Native American lore around
Okay.
it. What do you mean, okay? Did you find anything out about it?
No.
No, just
Well,
no.
no. I don't even nothing.
Okay. She found
They
out
have the
nothing.
Wild Man of Kentucky, which is the
Absolutely.
mystery of Panther Rock.
Right. Yeah. That's There's a whole plethora of
That's a book, though.
Oh man, I am something else. I was trying to look up Panther Rock, and I googled Black Panther. Why?
Mm-mm-mm.
I
So evidently,
guess
there
it's,
are thousands of reported sightings by Panther Rock, though. Just
yeah. There's a
no
lot
actual
of
specimen ever been found, obviously. There's hundreds of photographs.
So it's what it is. Panther Rock is a cave that's located in Kentucky, right?
I guess so.
So yeah, it's I'm trying to find out. It's a cave, and the cave is just. I guess the cave is just known as Panther Rock. So.
So there's a book about it. I want it. I want this book. Huh. It's The Wild Man of Kentucky, The Mystery of Panther Rock by Phillip Spencer. It's not rated or anything, but just reading the...
So I'll put some pictures of Panther Rock. It's near Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find out a little bit about it. I think it's in Anderson County. Let's see. So yeah, there's a lot of tales of Bigfoot and stuff like that. There's a place called Lover's Leap, which is an overlook by the Kentucky River. And that's a pretty popular spot in the area, it seems like. But yeah, it's supposedly a very mystical feeling place. Very remote. And it got its name in 1773 when Elijah Sears, who was a hunter and trapper from Fort Harrod, was captured by a Native American chief. And the first night, a panther supposedly sneaked into their camp under the rock face and killed Sears' captor.
Oh.
Sears then memorialized the area by naming it after the animal that had purportedly saved his life. So yeah, that's where I got the name Panther Rock.
Okay. Evidently, there's like hundreds of pictures though of the quote Bigfoot creature that come out of there.
I'll tell you what, it looks like an
Over here.
area that there
Squatchy
wouldn't
area.
be any kind of right if there was such a thing. That would be a place you'd want to look at.
All right.
But yeah, a lot of weird stuff in Kentucky. We're always looking to hear about more things. If you guys have any stories that you might know that we haven't gone over yet, or have any ideas about maybe things you want us to cover in a future episode,
I know what we should do next week.
You can send us an email at hillshadowsky@yahoo.com. And make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video, and share it, and even hit the little bell icon so you can be notified when we do our uploads every week. But I'm going to kind of cut this one a little short because I know Ashley is tired, and I myself am even a little bit tired this evening, and I'm a bit ashamed to say that because it's just 11:35 on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just been one. I don't know what it is about sometimes like small little or short trips. can almost be as exhausting as like being gone for a week or two on vacation. Like,
here's my
rush so
theory.
much stuff in such a short amount of time that it wears you out when you get back.
My thing with it is, it's not truly a vacation if you don't get to wake up and go to sleep where you're trying to vacay at.
What?
If you don't get to have one day, at least one full day, where you wake up and go to sleep where you're vacationing, it's not a real vacation.
I see what you're saying. Like,
and what we did is we drove up there, went to the aquarium, then ate, or then got a room, then went to eat, and then we woke up, checked out of the room, and did some other. We didn't get a full day where we got to just chill, you know. So like, it was always
it was still fun.
It was fun, but I would love to have had more time to like check out the skate park and.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not that far from here. It's less than 2 hours, so. We'll have
the distance isn't the problem for me. It's the fundage, right? I would go somewhere every weekend if I could afford it.
I mean, you could still pull that off. It's a little bit harder with having kids because they're always...
Man, it really is. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
No, they're not fun.
I love being a dad more than anything. But it really does. It makes everything a little more. You got to be a little more strategic and careful when you're planning.
Yeah, but they're at an age now where I don't know. I like the age that they're at. It's fun because they're.
Guys, if you have kids that are really small, enjoy that.
Oh man, it goes by quick.
It's such a brief time, man. I know 10 years sounds like such a long time when you're young, but when you get older, like 10 years is like bam. That's 10 years. It's not anything. It's the blink of an eye. It's such like that. I know if you have small babies that keep you up all night crying.
Enjoy those nights.
I know it feels
it's rough
horrible.
In the moment. But...
I know it does, but they don't last long. And if you can just keep that in the back of your mind and treasure those little moments, it'll make it so much easier for you.
A day will come when you miss those nights.
Yeah, I mean, our kids are already all in the double digits, so that's crazy for me to even say that.
Yeah, I don't know where the years went.
I mean,
it's crazy.
I'm still cherishing every moment I have with them.
Get depressed before I go to sleep.
Oh yeah, I know how to get to her tonight now. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us again, guys. If you're into the strange, paranormal, unexplainable, unknown, click that subscribe button. Join us every week. And if you guys have any ideas or just want to write us and say hi, hillshadowsky@yahoo.com. We look forward to hearing from you guys. And until next week, you've been listening to the Hill Shadows Podcast.